everyone, Cindy Saddle here for another exciting edition of the home game. And we are going to go back to the Game Boy this time around. And we're going to take a look at Jeopardy Sports Edition for the Game Boy. Now, I have done the rest of the console sports editions in the past. Game Gear, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. This one is for the Game Boy. It is done by IJE, produced by GameTech, and IJE is kind of notorious for being a real development mill, especially when it comes to the Jeopardy Game Boy games, because they never changed anything about the game. They just added a new batch of questions. They couldn't be bothered to change the graphics for the contestants. And that is pretty apparent when we get around to doing Jeopardy Team Tournament in the future. But this is Sports Edition. We'll see how it goes. So let's head on over to the stream and let's give it a fair go. GameTech, IGE, Sony Pictures Entertainment. So this is around the time Sony had already bought Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune off. They bought Merv Griffin Productions. Well, they bought the rights to Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Merv Griffin still could do his own productions, like he did Click in '97. And I haven't said this prior, but this version of the theme sucks. It's really annoying. Granted, there's limitations for the Game Boy with its sound, but there's no excuse. Anyway, I'll input my name. And the controls for this are really finicky, so I already talked about those controls in the past. They are not good. And these are the same, easily the same type of graphics that we saw in Jeopardy and Platinum Edition. Alright, so here we go. Hodgepodge, nicknames, baseball nicknames, basketball nicknames, football coaches, Olympic country nicknames. We'll go baseball nicknames for 100. Saturnino Orestes Minosa's nickname. Zwixies is not right. And I guess that's the default for an incorrect answer. I'm not taking it. Mini. Whatever. I find it hilarious that the previous guy was the 100, this is the 200. And of course, Reggie Jackson was Mr. October. This former Cincinnati Reds player was nicknamed the Blazer. It wasn't Pete Rose, because he was Charlie Hustle. odd blazing aim. This would be Stan Musial. Yeah, this game isn't good. This is the 500? So, this game is bad enough where they can't even get their own difficulty right. And it's kind of weird because you expect the hard ones to be 500. Sultan of SWAT's 100. Now, they say NC State. I was going to flip my lid if they would have said Tar Heels. Because that's University of North Carolina. I'm just going to let this hang. Yeah, Arthur Ashe, but these are raced at the Hollywood World Classic each year in Florida. Hollywood World Classic. Boats? Maybe it's modern day, but I'm not. This sport's called A Pile of Riches Guarded by a Pair of Very Sharp Horns. Golf? Oh, bullfighting. Oh, sharp horns. Whatever. This game blows. Well, this one's Alaska. So yeah, Hodgepodge was a little bit racist. Two questions about dog sledding. 3 questions about dog racing in general. Why didn't they just make this category dogs? Probably left. Oh, I was wrong. Go nicknames for 100. Oh, Chi-Chi Rodriguez. The Reverend TL, that's Tom Landry. Now, if you're wondering how I'm getting all of the how I'm getting the thing, I'm not doing emulator. I have it going through my Retron 5, and I'm using a Super Nintendo controller. Just imagine how annoying this is if you're traveling in your car. You have the original Game Boy, and it's like this, and it doesn't work. King of the Stalkers, that's Richard Petty. Yeah, these. Swim sensation. Buster. Yeah, it makes sense. Buster Crab. This would be Pistol Pete. All of his records essentially got broken this past March Madness by Caitlin Clark. Good for her. And she's bringing a lot of attention to the WNBA, which is always good. Um, a lot of her fans, well, less can be said about that. We'll go 1,000. I just want to clarify for the record, this game was made in 1994. IJE, what are you doing? This game sucks. It just absolutely sucks. I'm going to end it right there. Granted, this was made in 1993. But, yeah. Even for 93, a lot of that, quite a few of the questions I don't think would have passed muster. But IJE never really cared about any criticism whatsoever. Even legitimate stuff. They just slapped new question packs together and just made new releases. So, yeah, that's Jeopardy Sports Edition. It is not good. I wish I had a better way to go about this, but I really can't. There's just no hiding it. I mean, it's the same graphics as the original Jeopardy from released in 1992, 91 or 92, and it's the same sound effects. The theme had been updated by then. The graphics have been updated by then. The podiums have been updated by then. Like, everything about Jeopardy had been updated already. And there's no excuse how this game was released close to when the updates happened. Those updates happened in 1991. This is 1994. So it got a pass with Jeopardy. It doesn't with on the Game Boy and the Game Gear, it does not get a pass here. And these graphics were absolutely the same graphics on Platinum Edition that we did a few years ago. I plan on doing the Teen Tournament game. I just gotta find that at a decent price. But this game's bad. It might be the worst. It's the worst Game Boy game show game. Bar none. It's the absolute worst. I'm going to throw the Game Boy Advance in there too. I think this is the worst handheld game show game that I've ever seen. I'm sure there's probably like a Ludia release out there, like I know Big Twin is out there. Deal or No Deal for the DS, I heard, is pretty bad. Especially since the first game is always the same case layout, and I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube video explaining that. But as far as anything before the DS is considered, we have a champion of suck. And that's it. So, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I hope I'm not going to say enjoyed this video, because you probably didn't. I didn't enjoy playing it. Hopefully you enjoyed some of my pain. If you did enjoy my pain, thumbs up the video, leave a comment about what other shows you want to see done for the home game. If you want to help us afford more home games, like the ones you see behind me right here, we'll get to those later. Become a Patreon backer at patreon.com/GameShowGumbo. I'm Cindy Seidelman, and I'm going to go drink some alcohol to forget that I've ever played Jeopardy.